Concentration is my motto. First honesty, then industry, then concentration. Andrew Carnegie. This is Crosshair, back with some more Neo Scavenger. From the last episode, we had just spoken to the Hatter. We actually, using one of my trapping trait, realized that things were not quite right of why he approached me, and thus he gave me a pass to get into the city. Which I think I will do because I seem to be sick, and I need to figure out what's wrong. Hopefully I don't get screwed over. Okay, hopefully my... Okay. Ooh. Okay, I should probably read this. At the front of the line, the guard motions you closer. A moment of pregnant silence precedes a satisfying chirp, and a monitor flashes. Visitor pass N6MAA10816 authorized. The guard ushers you forward, and you begin down a long-ish stretch of empty corridor lined with harsh xenon lighting. Beyond the opening at the other end, you see throngs of activity and the flicker of busy signage eclipsed by passing people. Whoa, 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 whoa. This allows me to scroll through the map. Whoa. Okay. Let's go to the health clinic. Haggerty Health Clinic is a pretty busy spot. Its proximity to Gate 11 and its mercenary attitude toward clientele ensures that it has a steady stream of business from both the inside the DMSP and Sprawl. The Double H, as it's often called, offers a wide spectrum of health services. Those include diagnostics, cleaning and dressing of wounds, therapeutics, including nanorobotic suspension treatments, and prescription drugs. There is also an on-site augmentation clinic where patients can elect for prosthetic enhancements. These highly desired services may require special permits in addition to the significant price tags. As you cross the street, you can't help notice the activity on the rooftop. The high-pitched whines of turbines mark the coming and going of hover vehicles, spraying water from the landing pad into a fine mist that rains around the building. A large proportion of the vehicles appear to be unaffiliated private ambulance services. You huddle your shoulders against the spray and duck under the brightly lit awning. Staggered automatic doors, forming a crude airlock, shoosh open as you approach. Let's go in. Inside, the lobby looks a lot like any other clinic. There are banks of attached seats covering most of the floor, and counters for both receiving patients and dispensing pharmaceuticals. Dominating the right wall, near a hallway and elevator bank, is an LED sign displaying the currently served customers. Letter and number combinations update at random intervals as nurses escort patients to and from the room. You head over to the counter and get your waiting number. It isn't long before the LED lotto calls your number and you're led away for some consultation. What services do you require today? Patient will receive a battery test. Oh, I don't have... I just realized now that I don't have any cash on me. Crap, so I actually need to leave the clinic. What's the Red Gnome? The Red Gnome is an exception in an already exceptional city. Situated on a busy corner in Gate 11's Neon Alley, the single-story, streamlined diner defies the densely packed high-rises and elevated roads around it. In fact, several adjoining buildings seem to grow over the diner, using the precious space above its roof. It seems almost untouchable in an otherwise claustrophobic warren of glittering skyscrapers and patchwork overpasses. Even before entering, you get the sense that there is something unusual about the place. For one thing, despite a prodigious amount of tagging on every service, the diner is left unmarred, as if those around here know better than to try. However, that ominous thought doesn't seem to deter anyone's hunger. A line snakes out from a takeout window under a sign boasting "Real soul food, real meat." Pushing through the stainless steel door, a rush of warm, greasy air fills your nose with damp coolness from outside. Your stomach irps almost instantly in anticipation of whatever you smell on the grill. The decor is somewhat less inviting, however. Despite a number of lights, most of them seem incapable of dispelling the dimness in the space, and sepia-stained curio along the wall seem to capture more of the creepy awkwardness of the diner's history than nostalgia. Padded stools line the long countertop, and booths run the length of the outer wall, sporting ripped vinyl benches. A stark pattern of 1-inch tiles dots the floor. Not surprising, in retrospect, that the takeout line was so long. Still, an open seat and a warm meal are promised land compared to eating condensed soup in the rain. You shove your stuff into an empty booth and start paging through the laminated menu. I have no cash. Okay. I'm gonna leave. On a second thought, maybe you aren't so hungry. You head back into the streets. Concrete Forest Apartments. Arriving at Concrete Forest Apartments, you immediately see the resemblance. Towering structures stand at irregular intervals like giant artificial trees. Crisscrossing laundry lines, string lights, and contour code balcony modifications complete the illusion. Below the ground is an organic patchwork of community gardens and trash heaps, gutted husks of cars and playgrounds, those who call the forest home and those who sleep in its shadow. It feels a bit like a street fair collided with a refugee camp in the ghetto. You step into the block and start looking around. There's a canteen truck strategically positioned curbside near the main walk. People are lined up at the illuminated side window, and a mixture of steam and smoke stream from its openings. Nearby, music booms from where a crowd has gathered. It's all bobbing shoulders and legs from here, but you do see a car's hatchback sticking up from near the center. One of the towers has a C-store looking at ground level. A lonely few are inside, but it doesn't seem very popular. And there's the ubiquitous knockoff vendor barking at passersby. In major towers like this, you'll often find a convenience store on ground level, like what one will find at a gas station. It's filled with things that work in an emergency, but nothing for which you'd dedicate a visit. The cramped space is filled with bottled drinks, junk foods, over-the-counter drugs, and impulse buys. Pick up items to purchase them. You cannot sell items here, however. Oh, shucks, okay. Again, I have no cash. As you get closer, you smell fried food, catch an unfamiliar savory scent. Spicy, but also a bit sweet and a bit artificial. No menu, though. Well, folks here must be regulars. Just line up a few words and pay and go. Dude in the truck will probably make a tidy profit at the rate he's going. Get in line. Whatever's cooking, you want some in your stomach. You find at the end of the line and take your place. It moves at a pretty good clip, and as you reach the middle, you try to sneak a peek at what's up there. Looks like combos of fried sprouts, spiced meat chilies, cabbage, and fried tofu sticks. As you reach the counter, you notice the shaved meat comes from a vertical rotisserie of molded meat. However, there's also a real animal of some sort wrestling back there. Yo, what you want? You nod at the back wall. What's with the roast? Track rabbit, he says before you finish, then sensing your confusion, catch of the day in enunciated syllables. So much for licensed food providers, it seems. Never mind. You shake your head and back away. The truck's guy's eyes have some choice words for you, but he just lets out an whatever. What you want, as he turns to the next patron. The crowd. Look at the crowd. The sidewalk is vibrating with bass as you approach, and the scene begins to make a bit more sense. A wide-bodied metallic red hatchback is parked near the center, its doors and hatch wide open to expose an array of lights, speakers, and subs. You can almost feel the air move in time with the beat. Meanwhile, b-boys are taking turns, mixing moves and styles both familiar and strange. It astounds you how the human body can do these things, how humans still push the boundaries of an art form older than you can imagine. The high positive energy feels so foreign after days in the wild. Everything out there seems to be forgotten in the hot bath of sound and energy. You stick around a few moments more, soaking up raw culture, then turn back to matters at hand. You decided to leave. I need to take a moment to use the restroom really quick, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take care of a chore as well after I went to the restroom. But anyways, I don't have any money, which is a problem. I need to find a way to make some. I got all these parts here and stuff. Maybe I can do something with it. Either way, though, I have to figure it out. I must drink some water while I'm at it, and while I figure out what I need to do. Because the trouble is, I'm sick, and I need to get myself cured of whatever my issue is. So, I got some of these old bullets here too. So I wager I could probably turn in some of those for a decent profit, or maybe even sell some of my meat I've got. Who knows? That alcohol is pretty valuable too. Might sell that too. Either way, I need to get a move on. Let's figure out what I can do. Already been here. Already been to all three of these. These don't help much. Merging the line of people and vehicles, you make your way through the exit tunnel into the muddy tent city of the sprawl. Tent city. Oh, Bazaar! The junk market. As you navigate the winding alleys of DMC Sprawl, you encounter a huge structure fashioned of shipping containers. Throngs of people enter and exit the structure through a doorway on one side. Inside, you can see a thriving bazaar where the people trade scavenged items in the light of 1,000 lanterns and bug zappers. The air is thick with sweat, smoke, and the smell of barbecue and spices. This is the Sprawl's notorious junk market. Pick up items to purchase them or drop items to sell them. Store policies. Hardware/software. If hardware/software is not switched on and unlocked, vendors will only pay the hardware's value as if it were empty. Items will then be appraised by a specialist and resold at a full price. Medicine. Vendors will only pay a nominal fee for unidentified pills. Pills will then be identified and sold at full price. When in doubt, verify the vendor's purchase price before surrendering items to them. All sales final. Cheap memory stick. I need to sell some things. .38 FMJ pistol rounds, 45 FMJ pistol rounds. Already have one of those bracelets. Circuit shock Carter flashlight. $18. Guessing that liquid inside sure is valuable, so we'll put that out. Let's see. I know the pistol rounds are pretty precious too. I feel like I should sell some of the stuff. Hang on. Cured chunks of meat's pretty valuable too. My goodness. Some of it is starting to get a little older too. We'll keep the best stuff. Wish I had a good saucepan. Prescription sleeping pills. Prescription painkillers. .38 F&J pistol rounds. Clean rags are worth something, but not a lot. Sorted small parts is worth $5 a piece. Might be worth more else. Then again, this is the Bazaar. Not much for that. Should I sell my pistol rounds? Kinda tempted to do so. $100 for just those rounds. Wouldn't mind grabbing those, actually. Well... empty. Should probably clean out those rags, if I could, eventually. Flashlight would be good, too. For a full thing of small parts, it's worth something. I need some cash to get myself diagnosed and treated. So I'm gonna need that stuff. So I don't know why I'm sick, and I need to get that figured out. Sterilized water goes for a decent amount. You know what? The extra pistol bullets, we're gonna sell those too. We'll take these as well, though. All right. Patients will receive a battery of tests, including blood testing, imaging, full physical, and toxicology screen. Do it. Unlike the diagnostics practice of old, modern diagnostics can largely be performed without having to frequently change rooms and setups. Improvements in imaging, shielding, and sampling techniques, as well as a greater understanding of biology, have led to a more comprehensive and compact diagnostic procedure. The process is reminiscent of a CAT scan, followed by extraction of fluid and tissue samples. The results are then processed by a computer, and the technicians interpret the output. When finished, a nurse reviews your diagnostics with you. Patient diagnosis, perfect health. Okay, I guess I kind of spent the money. Haggerty Health also offers several elective procedures that involve implanting devices and replacement tissue. Before receiving any such procedures, the patient must undergo preliminary testing for eligibility, as not all patients are good candidates for synthetic implantation or augmentation surgeries. Some procedures will require additional testing, and in some cases special permits or authorizations. Night vision. You begin speaking with an attendant who reviews your eligibility test results. Fortunately, initial testing seems to indicate that you are eligible for further augmentation and prosthesis. You are given a catalog of procedures currently offered by Haggerty. Artificial eye night vision upgrade. Artificial eye replacement. Oh, do I want to do that? Maybe not yet. Let's see. Alright. Guess we'll leave for now. Alright. I need to save, because I need to get going, so you guys let me know what you think. Sorry for the brief episode, but a lot of new stuff here. And I'll talk to you all later. This is Crosshair, signing off. Peace.